one of the things that's very, very cool about hearing devices is getting the physical part to work for the ear. And so we've got different lengths. So like this one, says it's a 1, but we have lengths from 0 to 4, right?
Right.
And so we have these lengths. We also have different sizes of tip. What does that represent?
Well, yeah, we just want to make sure we get the physical fit right. So there's lots of sizes and lengths. So we've got here in front of us a tackle box. I don't know if you're a fisherman. Yeah,
We're going fishing.
I've taken my boys fishing this summer 3 times.
Okay.
We've had a moderate amount of success. But when you're fishing, you've got your tackle box and all your options, your different hooks, your different lures, your different bubbles, your different weights. When you're fitting a hearing aid, we've got a whole tackle box that's full of different options for us. And just like you said, as you can see here, there are a ton of different lengths of wires, different little rubber tips, little silicone rubber tips that you can put on the end. And what we like to do here, of course, it's important that we first test a patient, and then we need to select the right hearing aid.
Right, select the right physical parameters.
And that's physical. A big part of that is physical. And then the fitting itself, when we fit the patient with the proper hearing aid that we've selected, this is really when we get into this tackle box.
Mm-hmm. So it's interesting, there's a really large difference between these two blocks, right? These two. Not only the color, but the way how long they are, the size. And the size really is much like a car engine. You've got this 4-cylinder all the way up to the big V8, the big powerhouse. And so based on how much hearing loss will depend usually on what kind of tip we're choosing. But also if an individual has a super small ear canal, we may have to go even smaller than the medium power. We may need to get far away from the high power. And they actually have an ultra power that we're not showing you. So it goes ultra power, high power, medium power, low power. And all of the manufacturers do this, which is so, so important. But yeah, you've got to have the right size. And then from there, it's not just about what they can handle this way, but the very tip end sometimes needs to be a little bigger for the hearing loss. Sometimes it needs to be a little bigger because their ear canal's massive. So it just depends on the individual's anatomy. So as you can see, we've got, tips that kind of look like, if I can hold it on my finger there. There we go. So you've got kind of a bigger tip here, and that's kind of a power tip, what we call power dome. But then they go all the way down to the smallest size, which is, let's see if we can get it to stay up there. So we'll see. But look at the difference in size there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the very smallest, kind of a completely open fit versus more of an occluded powered fit that needs more volume and bass. So we're not just looking at what is going to look the best. We also want to make sure we're hitting targets. And obviously our goal is to achieve all of the above: the look, the fit, the feel, the sound. And so there's quite an art that goes into making sure, what size, driver, how much power do we need, what kind of tip, etc.
And what happens to me sometimes? I'll fit a patient with a hearing aid. We'll be pretty meticulous about choosing the right wire, about choosing the right little tip, about getting it to fit just right. And they'll come back in a week,
7 days later,
and we'll realize, you know what? Maybe we need to tweak it a little bit. Maybe we need to get back into the tackle box. We try some little tweaks. We try some different things. And it's a little bit of an art. It's a little bit of a trial and error thing sometimes. But we really strive here to get the physical fit just right, where we take a lot of pride in that.
It's interesting how many people come from different areas of the country or different types of places where they purchase the hearing device. And we look at how they're fit physically, and oftentimes it's not right. And so the physical part's super important. Some of the studies show that 15 to 30% of sound quality. So that means you're not hitting your targets. If you have a prescription that you're supposed to be hitting, you're not hitting that if the fit's not right. And so, for us, our ultimate goal is, yes, we want you to hear and connect with people. We also want to try to maintain things centrally, keeping the brain sharp, keeping those cognitive areas working. And so hitting the prescription target's very important to us.
Thank you for watching our video today. If you have any questions or if you'd like to reach out to us,
If you're interested in this, or maybe you have a loved one or someone you care about, probably needs some hearing help,
you can get a free consultation with either me or Dr. Lukengay.
you can call us anytime. Any of our doctors would love to return that call.
We'd love to talk with you over the phone or in person to answer any questions that you might have.